lecturer, Professor Sir Hilary, who is at the forefront of an important call for and discourse around the reparations in the CARICOM region. We are excited as the Old Boys Association to be in collaboration with so distinguished an organization as Reparations, with whom we have common commitments to the education of the youth and people of the Caribbean through the exposure of the best scholarship and research. I pause to greet the Managing Director of Reparations, Mrs. Linda Speth, and Ms. Donna Muirhead, and the Marketing Manager and other members of Reparations. Mrs. Speth, I must tell you this. When Ms. Muirhead visited KC first, I warned her. I told her not to drink from the taps. She didn't drink from the taps and thought she was safe. But then she got a bottle of water, Fortis water. And so imagine when Miss Moorhead came into Kingston College in March of this year. It was her first time in Kingston College. And it seems she will always be coming back here. The KCOBA is committed to education of the highest quality for the students of Kingston College. We believe that our sixth form should be the intellectual engine of the school, and that discourse such as this will go a long way towards this goal. We also believe that such learning cannot take place in isolation, and one of our goals is to deepen the ties among the various alumni associations in Jamaica. It is only through shared analysis and critical and respectful discourse leading to meaningful solutions that we can move our nation and our region and the world forward. Now, we also believe here at Kingston College that we want to share with our schools in Kingston, because we believe it's only by making them strong that we will be stronger. We look forward to the discussion and information gained from today, and trust that it will serve to motivate the young people present to join us in repairing the damage done through the centuries of slavery and colonization. Our celebration of Founders Week here at Kingston College continues tomorrow with a lecture at 5:30 p.m. and that lecture will be right here, and it will be given by the prominent KC Old Boy, Ambassador Anthony Johnson, and he will be sharing with us then his thoughts on Bishop Gibson's gift to Kingston and Jamaica. So that's for tomorrow. But for now, I return to Reparation lecture. I welcome you again. I look forward to stimulating lecture and the discussions which should follow after. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dallas. And I noticed that the principal and the old boys there, the old boy there, all know their history. And you are in good company. It was Tata Madiba who said, you cannot really be proud of yourself if you don't know your history. And Garvey, history is the landmark by which we are directed into the true course of life. And let me see the hands of those who are studying Caribbean history. I would have, well, great, but I would have liked to have seen more hands. But of course, history is not a mandatory subject. in any of our schools, and we need to work to correct that. I think you should clap. Yes, Mrs. Speck, follow her, yes. Okay, so some schools have joined us, and I'd like to welcome Edith Dalton James High. Give them a welcome. And Principal, you'll be pleased to know, you mentioned Gibson a lot. The UWI has been asked to partner with the Gibson Relay team to write a history of the Gibson Relays and Bishop Gibson's role in those relays, in the start of the relays. So, collaborative effort all around between KC and UWI. So, it is now my distinct pleasure to introduce to you our guest speaker, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, and I'm going to give him a proper introduction because many of you use his books, but you don't know very much about him. Professor Beckles was born in Barbados and attended secondary school in his native Barbados and Birmingham in the United Kingdom. He received his higher education in the UK and graduated with a BA Honours degree in Economic History from Hull University in 1976 and a PhD from the same university in 1980. Sir Hilary joined the History Department at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus in 1979 as a lecturer. In 1984, he transferred to the Cave Hill campus in Barbados and was promoted to a personal professorship in 1993 at the age of 37, the youngest in the history of UWI. Professor Sir Hilary has served the University Cave Hill campus as head of the History Department and Dean of the Faculty of Humanities, and now, of course, he's principal, and he has been for some years. In fact, in 1998, he was appointed Pro-Vice Chancellor for Undergraduate Studies and returned to the Mona campus, but in August 2002, he returned to the Cave Hill campus as Pro-Vice Chancellor and Principal. He has been the recipient of several awards and honors. In 1994, he won the first University of the West Indies Vice Chancellor's Award for Excellence in the field of research. In 2003, he received an honorary Doctor of Letters for outstanding work as a scholar from his alma mater. In 2007, he was made a Knight of St. Andrew, the highest national honor in Barbados, for his contribution to higher education, the arts, and sports. In 2009, he received an honorary Doctor of Letters from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, in recognition of his meritorious and distinguished lifetime achievement, public service, and contribution to the world of learning and higher education. In August 2011, he was awarded an honorary Doctor of Letters from the University of Glasgow in Scotland in recognition of the major contribution he has made to academic research into the transatlantic trade in enslaved Africans and plantation slavery. In 2013, he was appointed by the United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon to the UN Science Advisory Board. Professor Sir Hilary Beckles is an international reputed historian and serves on the editorial boards of several academic journals, including the Journal of Caribbean History and Sports in Society. He served for 5 years as a member of the Cultural Committee of His Royal Highness Prince Claus of the Netherlands. He's also the chair of the Board of Directors of the University of the West Indies Press and a director of Cable and Wireless Barbados Limited, as well as of Sagicor Financial Inc., the largest Caribbean financial conglomerate. Professor Sir Hilary Beckles has lectured at universities in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, and the Americas, and he has published over 10 academic books, including the one that you see displayed here, Britain's Black Debt, Reparations for Caribbean Slavery and Native Genocide. And some of you who are doing history will be using some of his books, Liberties Lost and Freedoms Won. And of course, Natural Rebels, and so many other books. He's a member of the International Task Force for the UNESCO Slave Road Project and is principal consultant for resource material in the schools program. He's also consultant for the UNESCO Cities for Peace Global Program and an advisor to the UN World Culture Report. In 2002, he led the Barbados National Delegation to the UN Conference on Race in Durban, South Africa. And I think that the experiences at that conference must have energized him and made him more committed to the reparations struggle. He's a keen cricketer. He does only research and write cricket history, but plays cricket. He's the founder and director of the CLR James Center for Cricket Research at Cave Hill campus, and was a director of Caribbean Cricket World Cup 2007, Inc. He is the chair of the Caribbean Reparation Commission, and so he now speaks to us on the topic, Reparation, Justice for the Enslavement of Black People and the Genocide of Natives in the Caribbean. Give him a good KC and school's welcome.
Mr. Principal, Mr. President of the Alumni Association, His Excellency Mr. Bailey, the Honorable Mr. Mike Henry, our national leader here in Jamaica of the reparations movement in the parliamentary context, my colleagues at the University of the West Indies Press, members of the Rastafarian community, students, good morning, everyone. This is, I think, my 4th visit to Kingston College. The previous 3, I came here to play cricket. UWI against KC in the Junior Cup. I did not score any runs on those occasions, and I am hoping to score a few this morning. But it really is an honor and a pleasure to be here. I too attended a boys' school in Barbados. I am now told it's the 2nd boys' school in the Caribbean. But what an honor it is to speak with you. My role in the conversation of reparations has been to add the historian's voice to an old conversation. In Jamaica, we celebrate the work of the late Dudley Thompson. We celebrate the leadership of Mr. Mike Henry and of Professor Shepherd. I do my best in the collecting of the data and making it available to all of these leaders who have responsibility for bringing this subject to your attention for information and ultimately for action and resolution. The issue of reparations for people of African descent in the Caribbean and elsewhere, this is going to be the greatest movement of the 21st century. There is no doubt in my mind, all over the world, this conversation is taking place. Just last week, I gave a lecture on this subject at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, where Dr. Martin Luther King was a student, and lectured in the chapel very much like this. I have given this lecture in many African countries, in many European countries, all across the Caribbean, and on Friday,